Easter eggs. Things that aren't supposed to be found in games, and most of the time have some really interesting twists to them that can have a large impact in a certain way. So I decided to scan out the game together with hundreds of levels to find the most obscure and insane Easter eggs you guys have ever seen. These will get way more nutty towards the end, so be sure to not miss out on those. Enjoy the video. To start off, we will talk about a pretty standard Easter egg, but this one has a little twist. This Easter egg is hidden in the depths of the level Fuel. In this level you travel in a car and drag race against another player. It's a 2-star level, so there's barely any possible way to die, except if you do really bad. Or is there another way? In the beginning, you can choose different colored cars, and this is where our first Easter egg is hidden. If you spam the choices really quickly, after a while you can see a number out of 10 pop up, and if you are even quicker you can get to 100. After doing this, you need to perform 2 jumps which you can fail at, which normally aren't there, and it's a great introduction for what's yet to come. Not only are Easter eggs just levels, they also can be hidden in websites, and in the next case, this is exactly what happened. If you want to kind of play Geometry Dash without using your parents' credit card to purchase the game, you can always access the site GD browser. Well, you can't really play levels in here, but you at least can find info on them. And one more important thing. There are a couple of Easter eggs hidden here, one of them being the following. If you want to copy a level in GD, you always can click on the ID and you can now paste it in the search bar, and with GD browser this is exactly the same. But if you keep copying the ID, the browser will start to get mad at you and screen the message, "You copied the ID," which is a pretty fun little Easter egg. This still is nothing compared to some on the list that took years to find. An example of this is the Easter egg on the level Cybernetic Crescent. This didn't take years to find, but it still was way harder to find than the previous Easter eggs. Cybernetic Crescent is a mega collab, which means a lot of creators worked on making a part in this level, but a creator named Nazgub took his part a little further. If you check it out, it's made out of blocks with a couple of symbols in them, and they are not just there for decorating purposes. These symbols are from the game Zelda Breath of the Wild, and in this game it's called the Sheikah alphabet. By translating these symbols, you can actually make different words with these letters, and these mostly are credits to people who helped creating on this level. Our last Easter egg that is actually visible to the human eye by playing the level is on the level Devourer by Whirl. This Terraria themed level doesn't seem to have anything weird in the gameplay nor the editor, but there is actually something hidden. When just entering the level, you have to wait until 7% and miss an orb so you can fly into the air. But instead of you dying, something else unexpected happens. You now enter the most famous extreme demon, Bloodbath, for some reason, except for the fact that you can't pass this part, so it's not some secret way. However, instead of talking about useless Easter eggs now, it is time to talk about the real deals. The next one, for example, definitely is a personal favorite of mine, and this Easter egg is actually hidden in the level Slaughterhouse, an incredibly famous level, which is odd, since most people have never heard about this one. And that is for a good reason, since it isn't visible to the human eye at first glance. When passing the entire level, it is impossible to notice, except if you turn on an option on the hack Mega Hack called Turn Hitboxes on or off. This lets you show the hitboxes so you know what you died to, and when doing this on Slaughterhouse you can make a fun discovery. A snowman is secretly hidden in the level, created by parts where you can die to, which is pretty cool. It doesn't really do anything, but who doesn't love a snowman in a hell themed level? The update 2.2 still isn't out, and it doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon. The only way on which you can play some features from this update is by playing GD Lite, since in this update there are a couple of new icons to choose from. With this small update, RubTop did give a small hint to the new update though. By clicking the color palette and then on every icon in here, you quickly notice that the ship changes shape when pressing it. This probably means that the ship is going to have some sort of second form that can be used in levels, and nobody has really talked about this before, which is a little weird because this is pretty big. This still is on a beginner level when talking about the 2.2 updates though, because for the next two 2.2 Easter eggs, way deeper had to be dug. One of these was an Easter egg of the third Geometry Dash 2.2 main level. In this video, Geometry Dash's most hidden secrets, you guys were mad that I said there were going to be 3 new main levels in this update, because so far there only have been uncovered 2, which is what you guys thought, since I was plotting towards this video for a long time. Firebird was a level that wasn't meant to be leaked by Ruptop, but somewhere in his game code he mentioned the level, which was his biggest mistake. Data miners found this out and immediately dug deeper to find even more code dedicated to this level, proving the future existence of it. Because of this, Ruptop now put an Easter egg in the code for if you somehow found the level there. It now says, "Stop hacking me." Poor Ruptop. But not only can Easter eggs be a fun thing in games to spice some things up, they can also be beautiful, like this one. This had been created in a completely different game, but I had to talk about it since it still involved Geometry Dash. Michigan was one of the most influential players we had in the game, creating the triple spike trend basically, and just having left a positive influence on the game with his levels. He sadly passed away last year and everyone was shocked about this event happening. This shock was actually so widespread that one game decided to implement him in their game as part of a tribute to him. In the game Jump King, additional content was made where Michigan now had a tiny spot in a part of the level to show what kind of player he truly was. The final 2 Easter eggs ratings were extremely close to one another, since they both were very weird in their own league. The lowest rated one from these 2 doesn't seem impressive on itself, more the fact that literally not one person has ever noticed it. To explain this, let's take a look at Nexus's Yetagarasu completion in this part. Do you see anything strange? I didn't at first sight, but once I looked at the part for a few times, I finally noticed it. For a split second when entering the upside down UFO portal, a monster can be seen on the bottom right of the screen, and literally nobody noticed it in Nexus's completion at all. It might be some unintended psychological illusion, who knows. Our last Easter egg stands out from everyone on this list, mainly due to its complexity, because it took months to discover this one. This is fully covered in ASA FTW's video in extreme detail, so if you want to know exactly how this was found, check it out. It all started with the 2.1 awards video, in which creators and players got awarded for their achievements. But on one scenario, the screen glitched and different footage was seen on screen. By putting different sorts of audio in different programs and by solving some codes, most importantly clicking on an insane amount of different links, you will eventually get a custom game you need to beat to solve the final part of the puzzle. When finally doing all this, you'll get a link to a couple of pictures, one which shows different 2.2 icons and a 2.2 vault code that you can probably use to get something in the next update. I hope you enjoyed the video and be sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.